This is the Tesla Model 3, and it's a very nice looking Tesla. It's got two engines to it, nice rims on it, and the side mirrors are retracted, which means the vehicle is locked. Right here is a camera, and this is the key that you use to unlock it. Tesla, you just run your key up here, mirrors open, Tesla's now unlocked. The handles are flush with the body. You simply push down with your thumb and pull up. And this one is dirty, just traveled about 500 miles. It's been raining, and as you can see, this is the Tesla emblem. It's nice leather. And one of the things that you recognize, one of the things that jump out at you is that there's no instrument gauges here in the front, and none over here either. You just have this big screen, which is about 15 inches wide, maybe 10 inches tall. So you got the big screen here and no instruments here, so that kind of throws you off a little bit. And these are holders for your phone, and they're adjustable right or left, and you can rotate those. And one over here. This is really a geek type vehicle here, which is very interesting. So I just want to give a little bit of review on this after traveling maybe 500 miles in it. Right here, you take your phone, if you have a smartphone, and put it here, one here, and it'll charge it. If you have a case on the back of your smartphone, you have to take it out of the case generally for that to charge. You have a storage space here, and this right here closes up too. And your cup holders here, and console here opens up. And it doesn't have a real busy steering wheel right here, but you can roll these right here back and forth, up and down, to control your volume and so forth, and other functions on the vehicle itself. To open the door, you press this button here, and the door, I'm not going to put any pressure on it. When you press that, it kicks itself open just a little bit, so you don't have to really push on it that hard. It's got an incredible speaker system in it, and beautiful leather here. Again, it's dirty with the rain and traveling. Just got back last night. And up here you have your lights, and this is a glass roof, and it does not have a metal part that retracts over it. It stays just like that, open all the time. And we'll look at this computer screen right here. In order to turn this car on, which it sounds about like it does right now with it off, you won't really hear it much. So you put your foot on the brake pedal and pull on this lever here, which gives you your park neutral drive and cruise control. And over here you have your windshield wipers and so forth. And on the screen here you have a picture of your car, and you can just press it. It's touch screen. Press it here to open your hood, press it here to open your trunk. There's nothing in the hood or the trunk, so there's no engine. So this is, you can, it's like a trunk. You can put, bags and stuff in the front and the rear. And right here is a little icon. You press this icon here, and it releases the door right here where you plug it up to charge it. And right now it's on entertainment. If you wanted to watch something like Netflix, you just touch that. The only time you're probably going to be using things like this is going to be when you are charging this car. Sometimes it can take 30, 40, 50 minutes to charge this car, depending on how low the battery is on it. So you would just click on this, whatever you're going to watch and so forth. And the car has its own Wi-Fi system.
You only care what people think about you.
You have no idea.
So let me understand what you're saying.
Okay, so you've got Netflix here, which is, the quality is really good. And you can, generally you're going to watch this probably while you're charging this car for that 30-40 minutes at a supercharging station. Also, you have, that was theater with Netflix and Hulu and all this right here. Right here you have arcade if you want to play various games and stuff like that. While you're waiting, if you got kids, that's probably something you might want to be thinking about doing. And at the bottom of the screen here, you have icons. Your car icon right here. And your quick controls. Like your light, you can set your lights, locks, display, driving, autopilot, navigation, safety, security, service, software, upgrades, and so forth. Adjust your mirrors, steering wheel, go up and down, toward you and back. Exterior lights off, parking on, automatic. Window locks, child locks, display brightness of screen 19%. So you have all of these right here. These are some places that we've gone on the navigation system here. You got music here. Okay, this icon right here is your camera system, and this car records around 360 around the car. It's always recording if anybody comes close. It's like a motion detector, and it starts recording when you park beside somebody walks by. It records again like the 360. This is kind of behind me right here. This is to the left of me. This is to the right of me, and records in the front too. So it's just a pretty amazing how it records everything. Okay, this right here is a windshield wiper, automatic. Comes on when it starts raining. Right here is your icon right here. It's got call for like your Bluetooth, calendar, camera, energy, charging, web, entertainment, toy box, different things you can play with. On charging, you have to pre-charge. When you know you're going to charge this car, you put it in the pre-charge mode, which makes it charge quicker than if you don't. So you want to do that. Some of those energy, charging, web, camera, calendar. Your seats right here, that's red right there. Those are heated seats. You can adjust those for the front seats. Your fan mode right here, which is really cool right here, because this fog look right here, if that's your air coming out, and you can pull it down for your air to come down or to go up or to go out, directions like that. And the same thing for this side over here. And your speed right here, plus or positive. If you got a dog in here, you can put it on the dog mode, and it'll constantly blow air for your dog, or a certain amount. So, you can adjust it for the windshield, for you, and so forth, and down for your feet. And so that's a pretty nice feature. And your temperature control right here, 66 degrees. You can increase that, decrease that. And here you have controls which blows the air toward the windshield or the rear. These may be a heated system too, for defrosting. And your volume control over here. And this right here is your navigation, where you enter an address where you want to go someplace. And these are some places we went in Lewis barbecue. Oh man, that was some awesome food right there. Some of the best barbecue I've ever had, and I've had barbecue from a lot of places. And several restaurants there in Charleston, South Carolina. That's where I went. And I think I mentioned, maybe I got home last night. Went to Charleston, South Carolina for a few days and came home last night. And a lot of restaurants, a lot of things to see in Charleston, South Carolina. Beautiful, beautiful city. So that's some of your functions there for your Tesla. Again, this is the Model 3 Tesla. And being a Model 3 Tesla, it's this version has two engines, has about 450 horsepower, and four-wheel drive and autopilot. And it may seem like just a simple sedan right here, which it is in some ways, but it's all electric, you know. If you look at the specs on a Model 3 Tesla versus a Dodge Challenger Hellcat, this car is equivalent on speed. A Hellcat with a supercharger with 707 horsepower will go from 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds, 3.6. This car will go from 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds. I forgot the quarter mile time of a Hellcat. I think it's 11.35 seconds. This car will do the same, but 11.35, 11.36. So it'll keep up with a Hellcat, believe it or not. So that's pretty incredible too. So there are just a lot of neat things about this car. The driving of this car right here, it drives really good, almost as good as my Cadillac. I mean, and the steering response is really, really good. It's firm on the steering when you turn, and so it's just an incredible car. I mean, I would deem it kind of a sports car and a luxury car all in one with its abilities. So it just is really incredible. Now, in order to turn your Tesla on, you have to take this right here and run it across the sensor here by the console right here. And once you do that, on your screen it'll light up right here. And so you got park, reverse, neutral, and drive. And you got your headlights on because they come on automatically because it's raining outside. So you put your foot on the brake pedal and you pull this right here down, and you see D is for drive. Now the car is running, you know, in the sense it's battery powered, but if I give it a little bit of gas, it starts to move. And it's kind of like a golf cart, the braking system, the way it's set right here. The windshield wipers come on automatically. If I want to go in reverse, I push this handle up all the way once, and then we're in reverse, and my backup lines right here from the backup are there. And then I go back, give it a little bit of gas. Well, not gas, but electricity, I guess, in this case. And then if I want to go into park, press this button here twice, well, at least once, and it's in park right here, okay? And you can set the navigational system to audio where it will tell you, you know, turn right in 500 feet. One thing too about when you're in reverse, when you're backing up against something and you get within probably 3 feet of it or so, I noticed that it'll give you the inches. As you back up, it'll say like 33 inches, 32, 31, 29, 28. But you know exactly how many inches you are close to something, you know. And So that works really well. Up here you've got the time, and you got 66 degrees, and you got some icons here and the Bluetooth. And so it's really neat. And once you put in an address, it'll tell you, like Augusta, Georgia, Bel Air from here. It takes 15 minutes to get there. I didn't want to hit that, but 15 minutes to get there. And it would tell you how much power your car would have used, how much electricity it would use too. Now one thing too, if you're driving down the road and you want to go into the autopilot mode, then you'll just bring this down twice. Just click it down twice, and the icon will come up that you're in autopilot. And from there, once you put it in autopilot, from there, then the car will start driving itself, and you'll see a screen pop up here, and it'll show you the yellow line, the white line. If it's 4 lanes, it'll show you 4 lanes, and it'll show you cars that are coming behind you, on the side of you, and it'll look like ghost cars. If it's a car, it shows you what looks like a car icon. If it's a pickup truck, it shows you a pickup truck. If it's a semi truck, it shows you a semi truck. If it's an SUV, it shows you an SUV. But you'll know what kind of vehicle it is, and you can see the vehicles behind you, in front of you, and on the right and left of you, and as they come up beside you. So you can look at, when you get ready to change lanes, you could look at the screen here, and you can see if there's any cars around you, which I think is helpful. Now, if you have it in autopilot, then you're going to, if you want to get in the left lane, for example, you just put on your blinker light, and autopilot will determine when your car is going into the next lane. So you don't have to turn the steering wheel or anything. Autopilot will, once it figures out the time to do that, it changes the lane for you and keeps your car in that lane. If you will get back in this other lane after you pass a car, just put on your blinker light, and it will go back into the next lane that it was in before. And if you come up on a car that's going too slow, your car is going to brake so it doesn't run into it. It'll slow it down. It'll keep it a certain distance from that car. And if a car pulls out in front of you, this car can brake really hard and even swerve to the left to avoid a wreck. So autopilot is nice, but when you're passing a semi-truck, to me, and I've passed semi-trucks on autopilot, you keep your hands on the steering wheel. You have to have your hand on the steering wheel. Everything what Tesla says, even in autopilot, you have your hands on the steering wheel. You don't go to sleep, and you don't look around, and you pay attention to the road as if you're not on autopilot. But autopilot will drive itself pretty well on back roads and really well on interstates, and even the pylons when they're doing road construction will show up on the side of your screen right here. So it's really amazing technology. But I really do like this car, and the Model 3 Tesla is about $53,000. The Plaid Tesla is over $100,000, and Tesla makes different types of models, and some of those models are sports models that have 1,111 horsepower. They are beasts. So depending on how much money you want to put in a Tesla. But one other thing about Tesla is that it will tell you, it will show you where all the supercharger stations are, so that if you know that you're going from point A to point B and it's a long ways, and on this car you have maybe 350 miles battery for if it's fully charged. Some miles will be over 400 miles, maybe close to 500 miles before you have to charge it. But you want to make sure that you know where a charging station is wherever you go. So it'll show you where all the charging stations are. And so you have to figure out, if I go here, then I'll need to recharge before I can get to the next place. And the only real negative thing that I've seen in these cars is that if you're down to 20% power, it's going to take, on some charging stations, can take 40-50 minutes to get it charged all the way up. Some, it may take 30 minutes. One station I went to had 250 amps charging. One station had 350 amps, and it charged really quick. So that's the only real negative thing I've seen in these cars. I really like the design, and I like the way they drive, and I like that this thing can pretty much keep up with a Hellcat with a supercharger, and it's even cheaper than a Hellcat, and it rides really smooth, and the steering is really awesome in it too. But this thing will really set you back if you kick down on it, and it won't spin. Kick down on it on the dirt road, and the car just jumped like a cheetah. It took off, and it didn't even spin the wheels, and that's incredible traction control. So these are really nice cars. So just my little review on the Tesla Model 3, and a great car that it is. One other thing, there's just so much that comes to mind when you think about these cars. If you're going down the road and you start to run close to the white line on the edge of the road, this screen will start to give a warning signal and a beeping noise, letting you know you have wandered close to that white line or touching that white line, and the yellow line too. It lets you know that. So that's another positive thing too. And if you're running up on somebody, it lets you know that you're too close, that that car is going a lot slower than you realize. So especially with people who are older people, I would say that this car could be very helpful in helping you drive a lot better, because your reflexes aren't what they used to be too. So if you get a chance, drive a Tesla and just see what it's like for you. It's really an incredible machine. Washington Road, Augusta. You can see all the cars right here. Traffic light.
This is Alexander.
It's really neat when you go through the apexes of this bridge right here. Remember the old bridge, it was all steel and you could see through it. It was scary going across it. See this architectural design, how nice that is, how beautiful it is. This is really pretty.